Hornby. Not only did he invent the train set, he also came up with Meccano. Talk about a British hero. Chislehurst, in the London borough of Bromley, has the telephone code 467 because it was once home to Emperor Napoleon III of France, the numbers corresponding to IMP for Imperial on the dial. When Harry Houdini appeared at the Glasgow Empire, he accidentally locked himself in the toilet and had to bang on the door for staff to let him out. Don't get me wrong. I have travelled around Britain quite a lot, actually. The big moves have been as follows. Born in the Midlands, went to university in Manchester, lived in London for my 20s and half my 30s, and now reside in a village in Suffolk. Plus there have been all the little moves, the holidays, day trips, and friend visiting. I could tell you things about plenty of places I've been to, and indeed about places I haven't. Westward Ho, for instance, it's the only place in the country that has an exclamation mark in its name. And it was named after the novel, not the other way round. But what I've never done is set out to cover the whole country in a single trip. Ownership. I guess that's what this is all about. By drawing a line across Britain, I'll draw a line under my relationship with it. It's the sort of adventure you come to relish in your 40s, a very modest one, the sort that gives you an excuse to go to Halfords and buy a new rucksack. A new road atlas, too. What thrills traverse the spine at just the mention of that simple word, map. Among the reasons I settled on this book's title were its initials. I think it's in the national DNA, you know. The first ever jigsaw, invented by an Englishman, John Spilsbury, 1767, was a map of the world. If you're going to do a single trip, it has to be Land's End to John OGroats. Maybe it's because we're an island that the journey has such a hold on the collective imagination. It goes from one natural, immutable border to another, from sea to shining sea. All right, this is Britain, murky, greyish sea. You don't get German people travelling from one end of their country to the other. There's an arbitrary border with Austria to the south, another with Denmark to the north, and in either case, why wouldn't you just cross on over and keep going? Perhaps, to avoid bringing up some rather unfortunate history, I should leave that point there. Also in the rucksack will be what I've christened the library. Plenty of people have done journeys around Britain before, and their accounts of those journeys will form my reading for the trip. Some of them in e-book form to prevent this being a weightlifting contest as well as an odyssey. First up is H.V. Morton's 1927 classic, In Search of England. Morton feels like a bosom buddy, having had the same sort of inspiration as me for his trip, though admittedly in rather more dramatic circumstances. Travelling in the Middle East, he became gravely ill and believed he was going to die. I remembered home. I solemnly cursed every moment I had spent wandering foolishly about the world, and I swore that if ever I saw Dover cliffs again, I would never leave them. Other stars of the library include J.B. Priestley's English Journey, Daniel Defoe's Tour Through the Whole Island of Great Britain, and just about everything George Orwell ever wrote. It seems that people have always appreciated the novelty to be found on their own doorstep. In 1880, Robert Louis Stevenson said of Cornish people that he could make nothing of them at all. Not even a red Indian seems more foreign in my eyes. This is one of the lessons of travel, that some of the strangest races dwell next door to you at home. Also in the library is Gertrude Leather. Not, as you might think from her name, a dominatrix specialising in the OAP market, but